First, in number 17, let's be clear that 7 root 3 is not this horizontal segment, but rather the one that they show with red. And the hypotenuse is 14, so the other piece of information that's important to know is that if it's a kite, the diagonals form a right angle. Right, another thing is that this diagonal was bisected, so if that's 7 root 3, then this is also 7 root 3. So we have two right triangles that we can work with. Where are we going with this? Well, to find the area of the kite, we're going to use this formula. 1/2 times the product of the diagonals. And the diagonals are in green and yellow. So this is one diagonal, and this is the other diagonal. Well, we already know the green one, because 7 root 3 and another 7 root 3 is 14 root 3. So how long is diagonal 2, the yellow one? Well, they don't give us any of those pieces. But we can find this piece using the red right triangle, and we can find this piece using the blue right triangle. So leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared, and for the blue one, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Put those in parentheses. Before we get any further into this, you might say, wait a second, this hypotenuse is exactly twice as big as the short side. Isn't that only true for the 30, 60, 90s? So if this is a 30, 60, 90, won't this leg be the short leg times root 3, which would be 7 root 3 times root 3, which is 7 root 9, which is 7 times 3 or 21? The answer is yes. If you recognize these as special 30, 60, 90s, you can quickly say hypotenuse, half of that is 7, short side, 7 times root 3 gives you the long leg. So A is 7 and B is 21. But I think a lot of students in geometry don't recognize these as 30, 60, 90s. If you do, you can go through this mental process here. For this 30, 60, 90 here, hypotenuse divided by 2 gives you the short side, which is 7. And the short side times root 3 gives you the long leg. So this is a 30, 60, 90, and A is 7. For this one, short leg got multiplied by 2, yep. And when you multiply the short leg times root 3, you'll get the long leg. So the long leg is 21. But if you didn't see that, then we'll use Pythagorean theorem. Make sure you use parentheses. Leg squared plus leg squared is hypotenuse squared in both cases. So 7 root 3 times 7 root 3. 7 times 7 is 49, and root 3 times root 3 is root 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. So A squared is 49, and A is 7. And for the blue one, again, when you square 7 root 3, we get 49 times the square root of 9. Here, 14 squared times root 3 squared. And when you do the algebra here, we end up with B squared is 441. Taking the square root of both sides, B is 21. All right, so A is 7 and B is 21. Let's come over here and write 7 and 21, which means that the diagonal is 28. And that's how we find the area for this one. So there's no distributive property here, because you only distribute when you have like a number times something plus something. But that's not happening here. So we just multiply from left to right. 1/2 of 14 is 7. And the numbers on the outside can multiply. So 7 by 28 is 196. Root 3. Final answer.